Hi, Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog. We got one of my favorite people on today, one of my favorite shows, a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, one of the most inspirational and knowledgeable people in the car business. I couldn't get her, but I got Elise Kephart. No, it is Elise Kephart, believe me. Before I get started, I'm going to do a little housekeeping, and I'll try to entertain you while I do it. Oh, God, let me get over here on my side screen. Oh, I'll try to entertain you while I do the housekeeping. Oh, I could hide beneath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, but it rings and I rise. Come on now. Wipe the sleep out from my eyes. Shaven razor's cold and it stings. She said, cheer up, sleep. Come on now. Come on. Got it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today's guest has been a friend of mine for, well, let me bring her on here. Let's see here. Elise Kephart. Hey, Elise, how long have we been friends?
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be about a decade, Jim. We're going on a decade.
Decade. I knew you before you were married, before you had children. Golly, you haven't changed much, but I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
Debbie and I say Elise is the daughter we wish we had. I'm telling you, I didn't. And we always say I didn't give her talent, but I discovered her and brought her out. Elise, what are you up to nowadays? Where are you?
Well, I am live from the break room here, Jim, in San Antonio. So I'm here on site this week with the dealer group. We're doing a lot of video email. We're doing some phone processes. And I had to break away and make sure that I'm here for the live. I'm excited that we finally got to meet. It's been a while.
I have done a lot of work in San Antonio.
I bet you have.
Did you get to the Alamo?
Drops wherever I go. It always drops. Like I know you're like 10 steps ahead.
Have you been to the Alamo?
I have not been to the Alamo yet. No.
I'll tell you what, I stayed at the Marriott downtown the first time I went to San Antonio. This has been 15 years ago. And I walked out of the Marriott, which is on the Riverwalk, and I was at a national speakers convention. And I asked somebody on the street, I said, where's the Alamo? And the guy just turned around and pointed across the street. It's right in the middle of downtown. When you think of the Alamo, you think it's way out there in a pasture somewhere, Davy Crockett swinging a musket. No, it's another building in downtown San Antonio. And golly, well, by the way, Davy Crockett did not die at the Alamo. I found that out when I took the tour.
Yeah.
He died. They took him captive and they executed him like 100 miles away. He didn't even die there. So that stuff with Davy Crockett swinging the musket, nah. Pure Disney fantasy. Matter of fact, he never called himself Davy Crockett. He was David Crockett until Disney decided he was Davy. Okay, I'm just letting the audience build up. Hey, Brian Horn. Brian Horn is one of my favorite dealers. Luke Collins on. Boom. Yeah, that's what he said. Boom. Okay, we're ready to get some content out here. I'm just chatting with you. Christina Marquez is here. Everybody, do me a favor. 2 things. Like this video and share it. Share it all over the internet. I'm going to put that up several times. This woman is the YouTube diva and much more than that on steroids. Wait till you hear what she's doing. First of all, what's that company? Boom Boom?
Bomb Bomb.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tell us about Bomb Bomb. What are you doing there?
Bomb Bomb is hands down the best video email text tool on the planet. It's going to allow you to engage with your customers, which is kind of segueing into I think what we're going to be talking about. One of the when you and I talked about the auto plan, like this was literally probably a year ago when we were planning this. I was trying to think of a topic or a pain point that I know, whether it's salespeople, internet salespeople, management, as far as an internet lead handling process, what's a pain point? And the first thing that came to mind was auto buying leads, and more specifically TrueCar, kind of segmented into Geico, USAA, but we'll call them TrueCar opportunities or TrueCar.
Costco, USAA. Yeah, all of those.
And so it's this pain point because, you know, when you're following up with those types of opportunities, salespeople, internet departments are getting frustrated because they're not getting the results that they want. And so I wanted to give a blueprint and a full layout to successfully being able to win these opportunities. And BombBomb's a huge part of that. It's going to allow you to get face to face with the person on the other end, create attention for yourself, get the response. And that's the first step. You have to, in order to do any type of phone call or anything like that, you have to get the person to respond to you before you even get it to a phone call.
I remember when you were day to day, month to month, working in a dealership. Wasn't that long ago? 5-6 years?
Oh, it's been 5 years.
Yeah. 5 years, and you were in San Luis Obispo, California, if I recall, Honda store.
That's
and
correct.
You were just knocking them dead, and video was your main source of attack, number one.
Yeah.
That's why I named you the YouTube diva.
That's right.
And then after that, you were closing Costco leads. You were closing TrueCar leads. And this is when everybody was at war with TrueCar, because you were making money with it. I'm thinking, how is she doing that?
Yeah.
And you've got some of the best word scripts, some of the best BDC scripts, some of the best engagement, some of the best techniques for TrueCar, Costco. I mean, and they've really changed their business model. They're a lot easier to work with now. And I made friends with them. You know, I went to war with them when everybody else did. As a matter of fact, everybody else went to work with them when I did. But we don't admit that. I did not organize a boycott. But anyway, when the Federal Trade Commission alleged I did a boycott on TrueCar, it came after me, and I didn't do that.
I remember that whole debate when TrueCar first was kind of coming out of the woodworks, and they definitely have kind of changed their ways of doing things. And I've even spoken to Carrie Wise a couple times. You know what? If you look at an opportunity, you know, like TrueCar, if you as a salesperson or you on the other end in retail have ever gone on TrueCar or Allstate or USAA, it's not very convenient for someone to like fill out all their information. By the time it makes it to your CRM, that person made some mental decisions like over and over and over again to type in their name, their email address. I got to go grab my Allstate number. I mean, just to fill out all that information, boom, for you to get that opportunity. So, you know, going from that to we kind of, a lot of people just treat these opportunities like, it's garbage. You got to think about, well, who has the time to willingly fill out all that information online? There's an opportunity there, definitely, but it's just a matter of having the right process, the right tools, the right blueprint to win those customers.
And there's more than that. You got to remember, whether it's TrueCar, whether it's Cars.com, Auto Trader, Gurus, any of them, they send that same lead to 5 other dealers.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not the exclusive on that lead. And if you're not coming back in a matter of seconds or minutes, that dealer that responds to a lead in 15 minutes is not going to get the deal.
Right. It has to be, it's speed, but it's also getting attention even with speed involved. You know, if everybody is doing the same thing, everything from your voicemails, if you have a right phone number, that's another thing. Maybe you don't have the right phone number in these TrueCar opportunities, but you have to get attention. You have to get attention first. You have to be the one that, even if you assume 5 or 6 dealers responded all at once, if everybody is kind of doing the same thing, then you're not going to stand outside of the box. And that's the only way that, that's the first step. You have to set yourself apart. But
you are always so unique. You've always been so unique. Your word scripts. I call them scripts. I mean, I have people out there that say, Ziegler, they're not ups, they're not leads, they're people. Get off it. They're leads. They're people. You wimp. They're people. Quit it. I know they're people, and I treat customers really well, but I hate it when somebody corrects me. I say lead. They're people.
Right.
But anyway, you've got such a unique way of following up. It's so good. It's really good. And you're going to be sharing some of that and some of the unique things you do and say that gives you a steroids advantage with TrueCar customers.
Absolutely. And I think I might even have a little fun, Jim. I haven't ran this by you, but depending on the audience, depending on the
fun.
we can get into a CRM and make a TrueCar call, that's the second half of it. Because I could have the best follow-up process in the world, but it still comes down to that nitty-gritty of once I convert the TrueCar lead to a phone call, and the customer then tells me, oh, I'm not interested. Oh, I was just clicking around. I'm not going to be ready for a year. They tell you all these things. Finally, when you get them on the phone, do you know how to overcome those? Do you know how to overcome your phone objections to close the appointment? And so that's the second part. And so
that's like me and F&I.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When I do F&I do it, and I know you do it too, but you've never actually quantified what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a response that is programmed in a neural response.
Yes.
Like you drove your car somewhere today, but you never told yourself to put the foot on the brake. But you put the foot on the brake many times.
Right. Right.
That's called engrammatic response. I learned my word scripts by engrammatic response. Remember Karate Kid? Wax on, wax off. And he didn't know he was learning to block punches, and just reacting to what's coming at you. So if you say this, if the customer says this, I say that. You do the same. You do the same thing.
Muscle memory, though, just sharp, no hesitation, muscle memory. And so that's the second part of it. So battle plan is going to be a lot about how do I get this customer to actually call me back, or how do I get a TrueCar customer actually on the phone, and having the confidence knowing that that phone call is your best opportunity to be able to close down that appointment, period. And so,
absolutely. Your very best opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And, the engrammatic response, I've sat on a bar stool in the front of a room with 100 people in it and said, throw your best objections at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I will answer all of your objections within 10 seconds. And it just blows people's minds because they think these objections are so unique. And the customers haven't said anything new in the 42 years I've been hanging around.
Right.
They might be saying it on the keyboard, but they're saying the same thing. They're just a different way of communicating, a different modality.
Yep.
So you're going to be talking about how to convert, and convert's the word. You get a customer from an email, from a lead to an email to a phone call. That's the 3 steps to an appointment.
That's correct. And going into the little stuff.
I'm too old to know this stuff.
A lot of people go, well, I like texting and I like emailing. That what if the customer wants to communicate that way? That's great and dandy, but you as a salesperson or you as a dealer, that's not going to be to your advantage of trying to text a deal or email a deal or overcome objections over email or text. So it's going to be that process of how do I take an email response and a text response, even though it might be comfortable to play this little texting game back and forth, get it to a phone call, but having those steps to getting it to a phone call, because that's a live conversation. And like you said, when you have that skill set down on the phone or any type of muscle memory built in.
Engrammatic response. Engrammatic response. And engram is a neural response. Engrammatic response. Hey, let's talk, see who we got on the sidebar here. We got Joe Callow.
Hey, Joe.
Max Clem. Hey, one of my favorite buddies in the car business, Christopher Gonzalez. Brian Horn, who I've already said is one of my favorite dealers. Brian Bowman. And Brian's saying Vanessa Keys needs to tune into this thing. I got Aaron. Aaron, forgive me. Is that Hornke? I'm going to have to try. I have to try the pronunciation. Aaron on the sidebar. Tell me if I'm pronouncing your name right. Hornke. Daniel Grissom. Luke Holland. That's a pretty good audience for as early as we are. We got 23 people on right now.
Nice.
And what I found out about these broadcasts, you'll get maybe 40 people on the live broadcast, and you and I will get 6,000 on the replays. It's astounding. Yeah. So Internet Battle Plan coming up in Clearwater, Florida. Now I know some of our northern brothers and our Midwestern brothers are under 10 feet of snow right now in the frozen tundra. Now we're at the beach in Clearwater, Florida, March 4th and 5th, and you won't be thawed out by then. Dress me. We're going to have an outdoor pool party, a reception with a live band, an open bar, call brands, no 2 tickets, drink yourself silly. Anyway, no, don't. We're going to have a great party out by the pool. Debbie's catering the food and the open bar. live band, the band Foreplay, one of my favorite bands. Have you heard them yet?
I don't know if I have.
Ooh, you're going to like that. The website, www.internetbattleplan.com. Aaron, he said, Hornke, I got it. Hornke, I got it. Hey, thanks, Aaron. Robert Pierce just showed up. Hey, Aaron, would you or Robert, one of you, put that on the sidebar for me? www.internetbattleplan.com. Internetbattleplan.com. Put it on the sidebar for me, please. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Elise, before we get off this broadcast, let's tell people something important.
Yeah.
There it is. That's how you can get in touch with you.
There it is. There it is. There's my cell phone. It's going to come right here.
Yeah. Internet, there it is, 805-441-3398. If you want to get in touch with you. And what's your website?
EliseKephart.com.
Oh, that's pretty hard to figure out.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been practicing my Home Alone impersonation. Have you seen that?
I have not. No, what did you just?
Yeah, I've been practicing it. Yeah, so anyway, Internet Battle Plan. We got 20 speakers over 2 days. Some of the top experts in the industry in the country, delivering high content. This is the 25th time Debbie and I produced this event. InternetBattlePlan.com. Aaron Hornke, thank you very much for doing that for me. Put it on the sidebar. At least you're looking really good on this broadcast. I'm saying that your clarity is good. Got a good unit there. I've had some people lately, their processors have stalled out and whatnot. Okay, so you're in San Antonio, Texas. That's a wonderful town.
Yeah.
Have you now? Do you like seafood?
Of course, I like seafood. Well, what do you got here? You always recommend somewhere.
Okay, Papados.
Papados. Okay.
Have you been to Papados?
Houston. That was one of the first places I went in Houston. Because you told me Houston too. That's like one of the original cities, isn't it? You know what I did? I saw Justin Timberlake here when he was here last time. So
no, nobody likes him. Elise is a hardcore Justin Timberlake person. Is that fair? I mean, like you celebrate his birthday with the real cake and everything.
Timberlake.com in case it ever needs to be candy.
So anyway, you saw Justin Timberlake
in concert, not like in person. as close as I'm gonna get.
You should ask me. I got him on speed dial.
Yeah, talked about the Midwest. I'm going to Michigan next week, so I'm willingly going into the crazy cold weather. Bobby Aaron is there. We're going to go see Kelly Clarkson. Jenna, who's my
I love Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, we're seeing her front row VIP, Jim. I'm going to have to send you some footage of that.
No, front row VIP.
Front row VIP. It comes with a two wine tickets. It's right there on the stage.
Did you pay a lot for that, or you just know somebody?
It's about half the price of a Justin ticket, so I'll consider that a value.
Yeah.
And it's in Detroit, so I'm making up.
I'm not as huge a Justin fan as you are, but I think my most expensive ticket was front row Paul McCartney and Wings. I mean, this when his wife was still alive, and I had my generation. I got to meet most of the superstars. Yeah. I didn't meet the Beatles, but I met the Stones. I met Eric Burden and the Animals. Peter and Gordon Waller. Peter and Gordon was a great friend of mine. And somebody that lived out in California close to you, Peter Noon, Herman of Herman's Hermits. Okay. Yeah, he lives in Santa Barbara. Okay. Not too close, but close enough. Yeah. So I knew all the superstars of the day because I was a rock and roll disc jockey, one of the biggest stations in the country. So it's exciting when you sit in the front row like that. It is. It's hard to go anywhere else other than that once you experience that. So yeah. So you are the queen, the absolute undisputed regal of direct response video marketing with car customers. It's you gotta think about it like this. Like, since you and I have been acquainted, Jim, the last decade, like this is how long my journey with video email has been. So it's been all this time and just constantly sharpening the skill set on that to where
someone going into it blind, guess what? I can save you a decade worth of time by sharing and giving you everything that.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
So it's been, yeah, it's, you know, and I'm always trying to fine tune things to, you know, to better, you know, to make it better other than just, hey, this is video email. So we're going to be going over a lot of that at Battle Plan, diving into just different ways you can use it specifically for TrueCar opportunities, and some real examples too that have gotten like some real results from TrueCar opportunities. So
that's amazing. I was absolutely the first person to use or show video response to the car business. I mean, we're talking like 2004. I mean, way back, a digital deal when I stood on stage and showed it people were like, what is that? You know?
right.
And then I saw you about 2 years later, and you were doing what I was teaching better than I was. And I would go, oh, I got to meet this woman. And I contacted you and brought you out to speak at a Battle Plan. I bet that dealer hated me because you ended up going on your own. Yeah. So that was amazing. You spoke in Las Vegas the first time, didn't you?
Yeah, Las Vegas. I don't, Ralph Paglia was there. Yeah, it was Vegas at the Golden Nugget.
I love the Golden Nugget. I love Old Town Vegas a lot better than I like the Strip.
Yep.
I mean, Old Town with Fremont Street and all the craziness going on. It's so much more fun to go to Fremont Street, Golden Nugget. Any of those hotels on that strip are just, I've held 3 events at Golden Nugget.
When's the last time you did one in at Golden Nugget? That would be epic, because that was my first one at the Golden. Yeah. That was the first not just first Battle Plan, but first anything. First time leaving a dealership and going somewhere like not a
It was. And what was so cool, they got that the number 1 saltwater aquarium.
Yeah, I do that.
Where you swim, and it's so funny. People are swimming in the swimming pool.
Yeah,
and they have partitions, and you're swimming right next to the sharks.
Oh wow!
And you're in that pool, and there goes a shark by you. You just do some of that. It's amazing. So yeah, we've had a good run. How many Battle Plans have you spoken?
So many, you know. And that's that's partially because you know, especially over the last few years, it seems like there's a lot of other conferences and stuff coming to light, and yours is one of the real ones. It's always, I mean, it never disappoints, and I've been to so many. I guess
I don't book speakers that speak at too many, because some speakers that have totally worn themselves out.
Yeah,
you know, with the crowd, the crowd's heard them, and I'm starting to be reluctant to ask a speaker to speak at my event that speaks at a whole bunch of other events, you know.
Right.
And it's crazy.
Fresh content like this TrueCar thing. It's probably been people message me, like, you know, inbox me, text me, every platform out there. They ask me all these questions, and like the TrueCar, right? The TrueCar question and that whole process has been asked so many times. So I'm really excited to, like, this is brand new stuff I've never talked about online really as in depth as I'm going to. So I'm excited to share it with Internet Battle Plan. And
Dave Sosnowski.
Oh yeah, Dave.
You know Dave?
You know Dave, yeah.
He says you're great, and your assistant Jenna is also great.
Yeah.
Mark Lumpkin's aboard. I'm telling you what, there's some great people in this audience right now. Everybody listening to this broadcast or watching it, please share this broadcast. Hit the share button and hit the like button. 2 buttons you need to hit: share and like, and tell other people about this thing. Internet Battle Plan's coming up. Elise is one of my favorite speakers, one of my featured speakers. I mean, we think the world of Elise. Her information is always fresh, it's always new, and it always works. That's one thing about my conferences. I think Elise, when you're talking about the other speakers that speak at my events, I don't put trash on my stage.
No.
And you know, we got vendors that speak, but if they're not delivering content you can use without having to hire them, they can't get on my stage. They've got There are vendors that would pay me 4 times what I ask just to let them on my stage, and I won't.
Mm-hmm.
There are some big vendors that would love to be in my event. My event has more decision makers per square inch than any other conference.
Yeah.
We got nearly half or more than half dealers and general managers in the audience already. I mean, we got some power players in this one. And why do the power players come to Internet Battle Plan? Because they're already good and they want to get better. And they know that there are conferences out there that are pure dog poo-poo when it comes to giving you content.
Right.
Yeah. And there's some good ones out there. You know, I recently was the opening speaker at a digital dealer conference. I spoke at like 6 of them. And I have nothing bad to say about Internet Battle Plan, digital dealer. But there are some conferences that are not worth your time. And I'm not going to point out which ones they are because I don't do that.
Right.
But I'm telling you what, get some references before you pack up and go to somebody's conference because they look good on YouTube.
Right.
There are a bunch of YouTube geniuses out there that couldn't sell prostitutes on the troop train. I'm telling you. Elise, now you're in Santa, and what are you doing in the dealership? What do you do when you go there?
This particular client, I'm working both with internet sales and BDC. So it's a combination of video email processes, structure on that, having kind of some responses for every different type of online situation. And then also I am working with their BDC to up the phone game. So
you go into dealerships and you work with their BDC. You work with that. Do you actually do it or just stand over and tell them how to do it?
Oh, I do it, but I'll share with you, like, I love doing it too, because it just makes me better. Like it's whether it's on the phone or whether it's video, you constantly.
I knew the answer to the question, by the way. You actually go into dealerships and you actually sit down, put on a headset, and you speak with their customers and you show them the reality of what you're teaching.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah. So I can get the phone is the best, is my favorite. Well, I love both, but the phone is just like you said, going into an F&I, it's right in your face, live on the phone, even with just all those little fun objections. So both of them I love tremendously, but the phone, like we do this fire hour session where we'll get on the phone for an hour and whatever, I pretty much have it down now, Jim, to where if I talk to 5 people in an hour, I'm going to set 5 appointments.
Wait a second. No. Let's not exaggerate.
Oh, no.
No. If you talk to 5 people, you get 5 appointments?
5 appointments. Yes, sir.
You're that good?
I'm that good because did you hear there's what happens a lot of times on what prevents you from the appointment, right? Is down to the point of where a customer is going to tell you, hey, I'm not interested. Or no, I'm not ready for another year. And those typically are the things that people just give up on. And they say, oh, okay, well, I'll go ahead and take you off my list. And that's it. No, right? And then that's your one phone call that you're going to get for who knows how long until somebody else picks up. So really exercising that craft of, if I have somebody on the phone, I'm going to sharpen my skill set to know how to overcome those objections because they're just objections, period.
And guess who's on? Patrick Booth.
Patrick
Booth is general manager at Navarre Chevrolet in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I don't know if you saw the live broadcast I did about a month, 6 weeks ago. I was in that dealership. I actually went in the dealership in Lake Charles and did 2 days of intensified training. I mean, it's a big dealership. Navarre dealerships have been clients of mine for 30 years.
Wow.
Ryan Navarre and his brothers are running it now, but I got to tell you, when their father, Billy Navarre, was running it, I did business with him. Mm-hmm. And it's so interesting how I've done business with dealers that I did business with their grandparents. I mean, it's crazy. I've been doing this 35 years. And I know people that are in similar businesses that I am. They throw conferences and they do things, but everything they do really comes up short. It's one of those deals where they haven't got clients of over 2 years. Their oldest client is 2 years old. I mean, I'm telling people, before you hire somebody or go to their conference, check their references, check their reputation.
Yeah.
Don't just sign up for a conference until you check the reputation of the person throwing the conference, the conference itself, and the business they do. Check out the reputation. Don't take what they give you.
You're just heating up.
There's some real scoundrels out there doing it right now. I'm telling you. So anyway, oh God, internetbattleplan.com, Patrick Booth and Rebecca Johnson. Hello, excellent. Rebecca. You know her?
Through Facebook, yeah. Hi, Rebecca.
I know. Oh, hey, it's Maria Ibarra's on.
Oh, great.
I'm telling you what, we got some heavy duty people in our audience right now.
Yeah.
Patrick Booth says, "What's up, dog?" It's kind of funny. When I lived in Atlanta, I hung out with I knew the Georgia Bulldogs was my team. I didn't know them, but I met Herschel Walker and some of the stars. But the thing about it is I picked up the name Dog, and then I said, "Well, I'll be the alpha dog. I'll be the number one dog." On a sled team, there are 7 dogs. Only one has a view.
Yeah.
What are the rest of them looking at? You think about that. Yeah, I'm going to be number 1 or nothing. Average is the exact point where sucks starts. Elise, what do you want to tell people about your services, Bomb, what you do?
So my recommendation is if they're watching this, it's not, I know we just actually talked about this earlier before the broadcast. How would people book to get to Internet Battle Plan? InternetBattlePlan.com, right? It's in Clearwater, Florida. Thank you.
Ziegler said hi.
Oh.
Who's that? Put him on camera. How you doing? Who is that? She hasn't got good light.
I was in your class on 9/11 when they hit
in Dallas at the Grapevine Sheraton, and you were sitting toward the back on the right side.
I think I was, yeah.
Yes, I know you were. I have a facial recognition thing. I could tell people where they were sitting 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, what's your name?
Alan Copeland.
Alan, I'm so glad you're here. Is this girl phenomenal or what?
Yes, she is. She is. Thank you. I'll let you get back. I just wanted to say hi because you can't.
Oh, no, you did the right thing. I would be really remiss if I didn't say hi back to you, because that was when 9/11 hit.
Yep.
I was with Rico, one of my employees at the time, if you remember, the big Marine. Yeah, and we were stuck for 5 days in Dallas, and I missed 2 speaking engagements.
Oof.
And there was a dealer, Gary Miniman. No, not Gary Miniman. Gary, it'll come to me. The Ford dealer, and Thomas. Thomas was in there, and all the New York guys were in there. And that was 100 people in that class.
They went pretty big.
It was 100 people in the sales manager class, and all those New York guys couldn't get home because all the flights were grounded. And he sold them inventory. He sold out his used car department to those New York guys, and Minnesota guys had to get back to the dealership.
Oh,
a pleasure. Haven't met you again. Yeah, you never know who you're going to meet, where you're going to meet them, and how'd you like that memory where he was sitting?
That he told me that story. He told me that story when because everywhere I go, Jim, like I said, everybody knows you already. So that's a small world.
It was amazing. That particular seminar, like I said, we had 100 sales managers. And I was charging $1,500 a seat. It was a big payday.
Yeah.
Big payday. And $1,500 a person. I had 100 people in the room. And a guy comes in at the first break. He said, "There's a plane sticking out of the World Trade Center." I'm picturing a little Piper Cub or something had flown into the building. So everybody went out to the bar and turned on the bar was closed. They turned on the TV. And that's where everybody was when we first found out about 9/11. We actually saw that second plane fly into the tower live.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
On live television. Wow. Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, history, a lot of history. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
and it's a small world. I mean, he's that's one of the sales consultants here.
Put him in the tribe if he's not already in it.
I think he might be. I think he might be.
Yeah. Ooh, there's no such thing.
Oh wait.
I forget. We're not private on the. That group doesn't exist. That's an urban urban myth, urban legend. No such thing. I have no secret groups on the internet. Anyway, so you go in dealerships, you consult, you train, and I know for a fact you actually do. Hey, Sandra Benstock Delalio's on.
Oh, excellent.
I think people don't know about her. Excuse my frog in my throat. Sandra, everybody belittles her by saying she's Brian Benstock's sister. I like to think that Brian Benstock is her brother because she is a great BDC administrator, director on her own. I mean, she's got her own name. She works for the Atlantic Auto Group, one of the most successful, biggest groups in Long Island. I've been doing business with them off and on for, golly, 20 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how you doing, Sandra? You doing okay? I hope so. Brian Horn's laughing, Patrick Booth. We got some good audience out there. So I have watched you go in dealerships, put on the headset, talk to customers, make appointments. And if you talk to 5 customers, you book 5 appointments. I knew the answer to that before I asked it.
I want to go and we might, if battle plan, if we can get somebody on the phone, having that done live is just a really fun thing to do. Super fun to do. So, but that's not through. If you would have compared those stats, 5 years ago, here's the thing, Jim. Like, it's kind of mind blowing. My whole journey at Honda, right, was 5 years, and it seems like that was such just a crazy part of my journey. Meeting you, of course, in that time frame. And then since then, like my last official car sale was 5 years ago. So it's kind of like, what has been happening the last 5 years? Well, I've taken everything from retail, started my own business, and I've been sharpening that skill set to like a whole nother level when I sold cars. And it's been equivalent the same amount of time, right? So it's like a new chapter fold. And it's been awesome. But yeah, when I go in store, I'm super hands-on. We do a little bit of classroom, a little bit of your typical like classroom material, but a lot of it is hands-on. In the same way that I know, when you went into stores, you go out, talk to the customers, you desk the deals, you do everything. You get your hands dirty.
I desk deals. I do F&I. I put some gross on the books. I'm one of the very few national consultants that actually has been a manager. Mm-hmm. Most of them are salespeople, and they're trying to imagine what a manager's job description is. Right. I actually go in as a manager. Mm-hmm. When I go into dealership, I've got authority over the people I'm working with. It's kind of interesting. I don't flex muscle, but I actually become their general manager alongside their general manager. I mean, it's I have a firm agreement with the dealer that I'm running the show on the sales department while I'm there. That makes a big difference. Hey, we got Craig Lockard. Yeah. Sandra says, you are great. Power team. David Cribbs is aboard. Let's see who else. I saw Frank Crenit. Is it Crenite? Frank, pronounce your name in text on the side. Frank Crenite. He says, what's up? Do you know him?
We actually just met. Yes, we actually just met in Miami for the first time last week.
Aha. Maria Barra loves Bomb Bomb. Oh man, everybody's talking about you. Hey, I'm here too. What do I chop liver? Come on now. No, it's great. Oh man, it is so good to have you on this show. Let's wrap it up with internetbattleplan.com, www.internetbattleplan.com. I'm gonna put that in the sidebar. I don't type fast. Battleplan.com. Okay, did I do it correctly? I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay, his name is Crenetti. I never would have guessed that. Stan Scher just showed up. Okay, Frank Crenetti. I can do that now that I know how to pronounce it. Josh Bagley. Oh, we got great audience out there. Anyway, I'm gonna put Elise's phone number back on the screen. There you go. 805-441-3398. You want to get in touch with Elise? She answers her own cell phone, and she always calls you back if she's in a class. And my cell phone, hey, Stan, somebody put this on the sidebar. My cell phone is 770-851-2803. My cell phone, 770-851-2803. And the website, of course, I just put it up, internetbattleplan.com. Everybody, please share this broadcast because a lot of people will get your shares on the replay. We get 40, 50 people on the initial broadcast. We get thousands on the replay. So please share this all over the internet. This is Elise Kephart, one of my best friends in the car business. And I'm telling you, one of the most professional, proficient, efficient people I know. If your dealership is struggling, there's the number. Call it. And you cheapskate dealers, get off your wallet and hire this woman. I'm telling you right now. Oh, I don't know if you heard the story. I was in International Imperial Press Direct, David Villa. Mm-hmm. I was in his office, and he's got that big phone room, and all these guys are making sales calls to dealers. And somebody said, well, can Ziegler close a deal on the phone? Oh, of course I can. We got this guy, and we want you to close him. So they called him up, and David Villa and I were talking to him on a three-way conversation. And he said, well, I need to think about it. I need to do this. And he said, this really Jim Ziegler? I said, yes, Jim Ziegler. I said, no, I want you to do me a favor. He said, what? I said, will you please stop farting around and sign the check already? He said, okay. David Villa, I got a standing ovation from the phone room.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that.
One sentence, we stopped farting around and write the check already. And I closed the guy with one sentence. And that's legendary Ziegler stuff. That I want to chalk that up to posterity. Okay, well, there's how to get in touch with Elise. You know how to get in touch with me. Say goodbye, kid.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much. I'll see you in